The blind spot, where grievance blocks the gift. A blind spot is not a mystery in driving. It's a space beside or behind your vehicle that your mirrors can't show you. You don't see what's there, not because it's not there, but because your system of perception doesn't register it. So you change lanes, unaware. You collide, unaware. You were not evil. You were just blind. And so it is with grievance. A grievance is a blind spot in the mind. It is the refusal to see what is truly there. It says, I already know what you did, and I already know what you are. But this judgment is the covering of a mirror. It blinds us to the Christ in our brother and in ourselves. The Course says, a grievance is a veil drawn over the face of Christ. And a veil is not a wall. A veil is not an absence. A veil is a covering. So the Christ was always there, right behind the veil, behind the blind spot. When you hold a grievance, you are not perceiving. You are projecting. You're not seeing the truth. You are defending an illusion. You are driving with your mirrors fogged by the past. And the ego likes it that way. Because the ego survives only by blinding you to what you are. Let's stretch the metaphor. Imagine a security team reviewing surveillance footage. They play the same tape, frame by frame, again and again. On the 72nd viewing, they finally see it. A shadow in the doorway, a movement in the corner, a figure they hadn't noticed before. But the figure was always there. Not once did it leave or arrive. Only their vision changed. This is how forgiveness works. Forgiveness does not create the truth. Forgiveness reveals what has always been. What God gives, He does not take back. The light of Christ in your brother was never removed. It was hidden behind your grievance, and now you are asked to look again. Not through the eyes of judgment, but through the eyes of vision. You are not asked to scan the body for sins. You are asked to recognize the light that was never gone. The blind spot is never out there. It is never in their behavior. It is never in the form. It is in the place in your mind where you refuse to look with love. You said, I don't want to see that part. You said, they don't deserve forgiveness. You said, I'll just switch lanes and avoid them. And then you crashed into your own guilt, because the one you judged was you. The one you refused to forgive was you. The light you refused to see in them was the same light within you. Grievance is the fog on the mirror. Forgiveness is the cloth that wipes it clean. Forgiveness does not strain or fight. It simply sees again. Think about the word blind spot. Blind means unable to see. Spot means a particular place. So a blind spot is not blindness everywhere. It is blindness in one place. And that one place is enough to keep you in the dark. That one unhealed memory, that one old betrayal, that one shadow you refuse to review, it becomes the place where your sight ends. And the ego says, don't look there. But the Holy Spirit says, that's the spot. That's where the gift is buried. You don't need a new mirror. You don't need a different road. You don't need to change lanes. You just need to see. Forgiveness is spiritual vision. It sees what was always true. It watches the footage again, but this time with love. It says, there, right there, that was the light I missed. And suddenly, what was a blind spot becomes a revelation. And the veil lifts. And the Christ appears. And the gift you thought was taken was never gone. It was right beside you. It was always with you. You just couldn't see it until you wanted to. So ask, where am I still driving with grievance? Where am I still reviewing the footage, looking for guilt? Where am I blind to the light that never left? Because the only thing missing is the willingness to see. The blind spot was never in them. It was only in my mind. And now I choose to look again,